Hello everyone, Fallen here, and welcome back to another creations video. This time I've made a Looting Dolphin Farm. This is an upgrade to my old dolphin farm. I feel like this is a lot better, a lot simpler. The reason I improved this is because I got a comment recently on my last video asking for a schematic. And that made me think, I could probably make a better farm if I want to give out a schematic. And that's how we got to this farm. What you can expect from the farm is around 800 dolphins per hour from the testing I've seen. It could differ from a lot of factors probably. And there's also squids that spawn, so you'll get ink to appear. Guardian drops are not included. So, basics of the farm. Dolphin will spawn. We'll go to the center because there's an item in water here. They like chasing those. Go up the bubble column into some cobwebs, where a player will be swinging at an armor stand, which will sweep and kill the dolphins. How do the dolphins spawn? Well, they need water. So down here at Y49 is a layer of bottom slabs that are waterlogged. There's another layer of water, and then flowing water going into the center. Dolphins, squids, and other water things will spawn at a layer of water. If below them there's water, that can be waterlogged, and water above them that cannot be waterlogged. From Y50 to Y63 in most oceans. Dolphins and squids take up the water creature mob cap, which only has a cap of 5. So if there's like dolphins or squids loaded in your spawn chunks, they probably won't spawn as much here or at all. The height of the killing chamber, the cauldron will be at Y76 that you're standing in, when the floor is at Y49 here. That is like the distance that'll allow dolphins to spawn between your spawnings here. Why are there guardians here? The guardians are to kill squids that will inevitably spawn in the farm, and they'll take up the dolphin spawning thing. There's not much you can do about them, so we have guardians here in four corners. You can probably use axolotls. That will not be efficient at all. You would need a ton of axolotls. It could be possible though. The guardians are moving in circles, little circles here. I learned that they just work better when they're moving. I don't know why. That just seems how they work. Their lasers go about 15 blocks, which is the distance here. So they'll attack squids, and they'll help each other attack squids. In this demo, there are 4 guardians per corner. This seems to be around a good level of guardians needed to kill the squids efficiently. You can always put more. I wouldn't recommend less, but you should be able to do it with that. Because dolphins are chasing an item in the center, what happens to all the drops that the squids will drop? Well, below here, there are a lot of hoppers. These hoppers will sort out into 4 different chests, and then one line of hoppers I put here will just fill up the item cycler here. Get to that later. And under the guardians, there's a hopper minecart because these are full blocks, and that'll put into the chest as well. So the item cycler, it's powered by an etho hopper clock on a 16 item cycle. There are observers on the middle, or not the middle, the edge that isn't the middle. These observers will notice that, and they'll send signals up. This side will power these 2 droppers, so this dropper will send up, and this one will shoot out. This side, there's a redstone lamp to power this piston twice, the sticky piston, because it'll send out the redstone block, send it back. Why we have this is so the hopper gets unlocked for a very short period of time to allow the item to continue cycling and not despawn, because we don't want the items despawning. And it's important that this is filled with water, because that's the only way the dolphins will chase the items. In this, I'm using ink sacs because, as I mentioned earlier, it'll fill back up with some ink sacs over time. Beacon down here. You need a beacon so you can survive in the farm, and you won't like starve after long periods of use, and it'll also give you sharpness so you one-shot the dolphins. This beacon is able to go through transparent blocks all the way through. So it's able to be powered. This redstone block does block the beacon, but it is not long enough to fully stop the beacon, so you'll have your effects for the whole time. So that is important for this middle section to be some sort of transparent full block. And then this little roof here is to stop phantoms if you have those enabled. Speaking of glass, only this red glass here needs to be transparent, and I guess the green. The reason is so the guardians won't end up suffocating somehow. All of this cyan glass can be just any block. I liked glass for testing purposes because it just looks nicer, in my opinion. So, where do you want this farm? I have this in an ocean because that is the best squid to dolphin ratio out of all the oceans. It's a 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2 for both. And you'll expect more squids because they spawn in higher packs, but this is the best spot for dolphins. I'll go over heights again. Bottom water by 49. Flowing water at 52, it's only flowing. Your cauldron will be at 76 with an armor stand inside of it. I recommend not having blocks over this part because that'll mess with the height spawning. And the biggest issue with this farm and building it is the fact that you need to clear a lot of the ocean out, as you can see here. So here are the spheres for spawning. Down here, or this first sphere, is anything outside of it is where things can spawn. So you're at like the perfect height for things to spawn in this water. And this other sphere is as far as things can spawn before they instantly despawn. And see, it's a large area of ocean you'll need to clear. You can probably find videos of how to clear it. Speaking of videos, if you want to have an example of how to build this farm, just leave that in the comments. And if there's like enough of them, I'll do like a building tutorial for this. You might be wondering, how do you get in guardians? Basically, you can go to one of these sides, put a block there, just have like some stuff running out here, break those 2 blocks, get some rails, preferably powered rails, and have a way to power them. I'll get a redstone block. Need some more blocks. And then wherever you get guardians from, I'm just doing an example because I'm in creative, not water, minecart. So you need your minecart, you need your guardian. I have all my guardians named in here. You probably don't need that, but maybe as a backup. So you have your guardian and minecart, and it'll drop right on in, and then join up with all the other guardians. And then you can break that, place glass here again, and then put a slab over this. Oh yeah, the slabs here are to stop squids from getting stuck in here. They might still get stuck on rare occasions, but it shouldn't happen likely. And this dark prismarine is just where all the powered rails are, essentially. And then you can remove this later. Lastly, how do I use the farm? Well, it's simple. I have another portal here, so you can just go from wherever in the world, come to your dolphin farm, take your sword out of the chest. I have a sharp 5, sweeping edge 3, mending, looting 3, netherite sword. Diamond sword should also work. You stand in the cauldron, and make sure you have some way of being able to periodically attack. Right here, I'm using Tweakaroo, and it's the same cycle that you would use for like the ENX04 raid farm. So, as you can see the farm in action, squids are getting killed. It's like the time of the day, so it's easier to see. And dolphins are coming up, swinging, and they're dying. So yeah, this is the farm. As I said earlier, if you want to see me building the farm and like how you would build it in survival, leave comments. I'll build it if there's enough, and maybe future suggestions for what I should make, farm related or other. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you have fun killing dolphins if you decide to make this, even though clearing the ocean is probably annoying and you don't want to do that. Bye!